was on the ground on a mattress, and he was required to put his head under the toilet so that somebody didn't reach in and stab him in the head. Okay, we had a couple up on this second tier up here. We had a man who was in his cell, and the guy next to him came out for rep time and threw something into his cell and caught him on fire, and he was still alive when they drug him out. So that was, I guess, a pretty gruesome sight. We've had several murders on this block. We had one guy who got a shank put through his eye and had a hook on the end, and they tried to pull out his brain with this shank. So, all right, let's head this way, guys. Right now, you can take a look inside the cells and see how small they were. Some of the second bunks had fallen off the wall, but there would have been 2 bunks. And then, like I said, the other guy would have been required to lay on the floor. Now, has anybody seen the show Castle Rock? It's on Hulu? No. Okay, well, if you would happen to watch the entire first season with filmed here, and this is the cell that was used in that show. It was the next cell that was used.
That's pretty cool.
It's number 9.
They filmed Castle Rock.
Like I do daily tours, and also I work in the gift shop, and this place is active 24 hours a day. Like it doesn't even, I mean, people always ask when's the most active time? All day long, yeah. You never know when you're going to hear it or see it, or a girl I was working with the other day saw somebody staring at her from inside the bars the other day, so it's crazy. But kind of fun at the same time, which is just weird to say that, but. This right here, cell number 17, this is the cell of one of our devil worshipers. His name was Kenneth Pants, and he wanted to be able to bring in a chicken and a sword once a month to be able to sacrifice it to the devil. And the state of West Virginia took 2 years to tell him that he could not do that, so, yay, West Virginia. Now, these 4 cells, as you can see, they're all by themselves. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
No.
What is there? Now these cells are separate because this is where we kept some of the most dangerous prisoners. This is where we would keep like the gang leaders and things, just so they could somehow keep control of them if they, like, because they would put hits out on people and things like that. Well, this cell right here, this was Red Snyder's cell. Red was the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood. He had a lot of control in this prison, and he was very well respected. Now, Red hung out with Rusty Lassiter, and he was in the third cell there. Rusty and him were very good friends. They played nice for about 6 years. And then there was another man in the prison who wanted to become the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood, so he put a hit out on Red.
I think Red's in there still.
And was, yes he is. And Rusty was chosen to be the one that killed him. So in November of '92, Rusty came out of his cell, came over here into Red's, stabbed him 37 times in the face, throat, and chest. His official cause of death was drowning on his own blood. Now, he did die right here on this floor. Oh boy.
Did you touch me?
It's already starting. See what I mean?
Just touched my hair.
I told you, the hair's been the thing, I'm telling you. But Red is very active. People like to leave him like cigarettes and candy and sometimes flowers, try to provoke him to talk. People have gotten scratched in here.
Hey, Red, I got some flowers for you.
And has anybody seen the show Destination Fear? They came here not long ago, and the main guy on the show was sitting on Red's bunk, and he got scratched pretty severely on his back because he was trying to provoke Red. Now, if you look in Rusty's cell, on the, like, there's an edge on his bed. Back towards the wall, you can see where he cut out the shank. Back towards the back, closest to the sink. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my. That's a big ass shank.
Yes, the shank.
Is there really a hole in there?
Now, Rusty, fun fact, he was actually out of control and was living in Moundsville.
Oh, man, that was a
couple
sword.
months ago. But then he got caught drug driving, so he's back in prison.
I thought you guys didn't allow swords in here. Rusty had a sword.
Rusty didn't have a sword, he just had a shank.
A shank like a
Yes.
sword, though.
And another fun story about Red, we had a woman who worked here, her name was Maggie Gray. She was a prison guard from 86 to 95 when we closed down. And her and Red got along really well. And they like to talk about Days of Our Lives, because that was his favorite show. And every morning, Red and Maggie would have like their normal hellos. She'd say, hey Red, he'd say, hey Mags. And Maggie was doing a tour here, because after it closed down, she started being a tour guide. And she walked past here to unlock this door over here, and she heard morning Mags in his voice. So she set her hair still up on the back of her head, and she went that way and never came back down here by herself. So say hi to Red, guys.
Hi, Red.
Bye, Red.
Go ahead.
That's me.
I was like, no, I smell it.
Yeah, that's me.
Never mind.
It's my medication, so. That's what I told him. I have flowers for him.
Gotcha now. I was thinking I had a hit. Oh yeah, here's the zipper. I feel like that can't be real. I mean, it could be.
What did you say?
There's a zipper up there. That means someone was
I mean, is it
That's
legit?
weird.
caught.
They told us
Oh,
in
really?
the day tour that
Yeah.
that was somebody tried to
escape.
and
I've never noticed that before,
They
but
got
I
caught
know
up there.
people have tried to escape through there before.
And-
I've never seen that.
so
So
somebody
very well
bundled
could have
all
been.
up and then they got
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Got
story from the
renamed.
day
Okay,
tour.
for
I
years.
never knew that, so thank you for pointing
And
that
that had to
out.
have been a bloody thing right there.
Well, one of the tour guides here was a guard here, and he did say that one man did try to escape through it, and he did get stuck in it, and he bled out.
Yeah.
That'd be that man with
Yeah,
his
possibly.
zipper.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was that other guy that tried to. There were two of them.
Yeah.
Rusty was out on parole.
It's probably a good story.
So, this where we're at, the gallows used to be here, where we're
He
standing.
actually murdered 3 people.
The gallows?
Right, 'cause this
Yeah,
used
they
to
used
be
to hang people.
Oh yeah.
This used to be the,
There's
what,
the
the
building
death
over
house.
there.
The death
right?
house was here, right here, and so, yeah. This would be where the gallows would have been, right?
Yes, you are correct.
The death house.
Where we're at now is yard number 1. This is where the guys from North Hall would have done their rec time. Now, one of the other reasons we stopped here is because this is where the death house stood. From that basketball hoop, this way, it would have been a 2-story white brick building, and that's where all of our executions took place. All of our hangings plus all of our electrocutions. We had 85 hangings and 9 people who were electrocuted. Now, they tore the building down in 67 because the death penalty was abolished in 65, and the prisoners didn't want to look at it anymore,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
which is kind of, I wouldn't want to look at it either. But anyway, that's when they tore it down, was so the guys didn't have to stare at it anymore.
So
Now-
then okay, sorry.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
So in the Ghost Adventures,
Mhm.
where they had the hanging, like there was.
That is actually incorrect. That is, in the wagon gate is where they said that happened. And that is actually a really active spot, but that's only because prisoners did live in there when this was being built.
Okay.
But they did a bunch of research, and within the last year, they found out that none of the hangings happened in there, and they all happened in the death house. The thing that is in there, the noose is fake, and the thing that's in there is to pull things up onto the second floor for just so they don't have to carry it up all those steps.
Got it. I'm glad you guys acknowledge
Yes.
that, because some other places would try to run with it. So.
Yep. Yeah. After we figured it out, that's why we try to tell everybody, tell your friends if they've been here, make sure you tell them that it happened in the death house. And we don't have a lot of paranormal activity out here. Sometimes they hear the fence shaking, like somebody's grabbing it and shaking it, and occasionally hear somebody talking, but it's not a very active spot out here. Okay, let's head this way, guys. Be very careful on these steps, please.
They are pretty far gone, right?
Pretty creepy, huh? Well, pretty bad, yeah. Just be careful on the steps, guys. I hope they fix these by next year. Yeah, they are. This is the oldest part of the prison, so I can imagine they've probably been here a while. Just be careful, please.
Thank you.
If I could squeeze past you guys, please. All right, we'll head down this way, guys.
Oh, is that a dungeon down there?
That's where we're headed.
Awesome.
This wasn't on the day tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, on this tour you go a lot of places that you didn't get to go on the day tour.
All right. It's lovely.
You guys okay? Actually, through that door is where we started out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, where we're standing at, this was the hole. Up until the 1950s, this is where you would go for solitary confinement. They would chain you to the wall, and you would be standing up. They wouldn't let you sit. You had to be standing up. And it was completely pitch black down there. Once a day, they give you some bread and water. And then you were down there from days to weeks to months. It just depended on what you did. Now, these guys would go insane down there because there was a terrible bug infestation down in there. So there was no way for them to knock the bugs off of themselves. So they would go crazy with everything that's going on them. Now, once, right in the 1950s, this became maintenance and also the boiler room. And then in the 70s, there was a man who came here by the name of R.D. Wall. His name was Robert Daniel Wall. And he was one of the favorites of the warden. So he got to stay down there to take care of the boilers. So he had his own room down there. Well, it came to be that he had a lover. His name was Charlie. And R.D. and Charlie broke up. And Charlie started seeing another man. And R.D. was trying to get the guy back, and the wooden and the boyfriend didn't like it. So they went down in there on October 8th of 1979 around midnight, and they drug R.D. off the toilet and commenced to stabbing him. They stabbed him until they nearly decapitated him, and also cut off some fingers and things like that. So he did die down in there. They didn't find him until 5:30 the next morning when he didn't show up for counts. So this is another very active spot. We have women who get touched down here. Again, hair played with, faces touched. Men get their sides touched and also like their arms. So beware of that. And they also get a bunch of orbs down in here and some EVPs. So go ahead. Just be careful. This is low clearance. The steps are kind of bad. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to follow you in. And just one other thing. Watch out because sometimes there's bats down there. So that I know of. But see if you guys can figure out what room RV.
Here's the boiler. Artie would have been to the right, I think. Where are you at, Artie? Artie, where are you at? Come on, man, you're in here. Are you in here already?
I actually asked that question to try and answer that for you because I've had that asked several times. A bunch of the tour guides had come down there and basically combed the entire area, trying to find like holes in the walls or chains or something. And they found holes in the walls, but nothing that they can confirm it's where it was at. But it did occur down here. We just know that it did occur, but they're not 100% sure exactly where. Because there's so many rooms, they're not 100% sure. Yes. Now this room over here with the
That's
door,
walled up.
that's where RD was murdered.
Here, where I'm at, or over there? This is walled up. I was
And
wondering.
if you see like the little stall that's in farther in there, that is where his toilet would have been, and that is where he was drug out and murdered.
You see, Becky?
You in here already?
There's summoning the spirits.
Where you at, Artie? Man, this guy had the biggest cell in the prison. That's why they killed him. He had the biggest cell in the prison.
He did have a big.
Now what's kind of fun to do in here also is everybody turn their flashlights off and just see if we get touched.
Oh, yeah, spot two, or.
Perfect. Good lights, everyone.
Come on, guys.
Lights off.
Lights off. There we go. See? It's, well. It's just kind of, now another thing that happens in here is some people have malfunctions with their phones. We oftentimes have people whose phones, their battery dies, or they have some flickering, or just doing strange things they normally don't do.
Come on, touch somebody.
We had somebody with an EMF down here last night who was going nuts. Especially when they try to call him a snitch.
He is a snitch.
Yes.
Get her.
Artie, you had to have been a snitch. Look at how big your cell is. Everybody hated you because you had a big cell. They could touch the walls. You can't even touch the walls in here.
There's always one. Oh my gosh.
Debunked.
Alright guys. You wanna head up to the infirmary? Sure. That's another spot that's extremely active.
Gotta try and get him to do something. Warden's pet. Artie.
He's
So
sleeping
you
right
guys feel stuff? Like sometimes you guys.
Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah?
No, I've had like equipment go off, but I'm still waiting for the touch or the something. to
You've
read.
had
Okay.
hair? Are you talking about here?
I've never
You've
had
never
any
here?
hair.
Shut up.
I ask for it all the time, nothing.
Remember when I got both? Yes.
No, but I can say, if somebody's here turn the flashlight on, I don't want it. That's pretty cool, but
You haven't had your hair pulled out?
nothing, they don't touch it.
Oh, you can feel it in the back.
What's that? That, the wheel we came in on, that they came in on, that's where they would, at one time it was hand cranked by a prisoner, but then eventually there was a trolley car motor, but that's the, mechanism that would have controlled the wheel.
Is there power down here when I was in the room?
Yes, yeah, there would have been power down here, yes.
And this is the boiler?
Yes.
There you at, Artie.
Yes, a little bit.
Trying to find Artie. I don't know where he's at though.
Y'all done did all that, didn't you?
He's not in there either.
That would have been funny.
I went by a couple of cells, I got this hill, and then I watched my Maybe it's my K2 belt a couple times, but not definitive enough. That's the only thing that's got.
It can happen at any time.
It's not gonna do it on community.
You know, you either seeing shadows running off, or I mean, you can pull
All right,
Ryan.
there's lots of steps here. Just
Even
please
if I
be
saw a
careful.
shadow
Steps
running
are
off,
a
I wouldn't
little
believe it.
bad,
I
and
mean,
there's
Ryan,
no
he-
light up here.
He did one of those up into my back, and I turned around and go, "What'd you see?"
I get more activity at home.
Yeah.
Well, my whole family, but you know, they all say my house is haunted. I'm the only one that hasn't seen the apparition. I'm like, because
My mom seen it this morning. She called me. She said, my sister, she thought was in the kitchen washing dishes.
Oh, that's a pretty descriptive one.
And then she went upstairs and my sister was asleep.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't had the creepies yet.
well, see, my kids describe it, yeah. Shadow, man, tall man. Well, we had 3 people die.
Yeah, well, person in the front yard.
Person, 2, 1 front yard, 1 front yard, 1 driveway, 1 house.
But here, we got 1,000 of them.
Yeah. Confirmed.
But they're used to our company.
They're used to people coming through here.
They are.
Right.
They come out and around.
Now, let me know if you ladies feel anything up here.
Okay, good to know.
Elevator?
That in there was the elevator. That's where they would have brought anybody up that was injured or something. And that, they use that as the emergency room sometimes too, if somebody was really critical.
Okay. People might have died in the elevator.
Possibly, yeah. It is hot up here, isn't it? Yeah. They were extremely critical. They were really, really sick. They would send them to the hospital in Glendale, which is 1 town north. But if they could treat them here, then they would stay here. And, go ahead. No, they would have for sport surgeries now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would have went to Reynolds, which is what the hospital is called in Glendale.
And what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
The room that they would have had beds in, we'll head up there, like clear at the end of the hall is where the beds would have been.
Okay.
Somebody in the tub.
Oh my gosh.
That freak you out too?
But I saw her sitting in there.
Yeah.
That's a first for sure.
I mean, you gotta provoke shit, right?
Exactly, yeah.
You ain't right, Katie.
I'm just, you know.
You are so brave, I swear.
I used to guide at the Mansfield Reformatory.
Oh, did you? We were there.
Were you? I loved it.
Hang out. Up here, a lot, you do hear a lot of bangs. You hear footsteps, a lot of men talking.
Oh, yeah, this will be
Whatever's in there scared me. If you guys could just hang out in that room right there until we all get up that way, please. Now, a super cool thing in here that I always find cool is that inside here, you can see the name of some of the prisoners and also like what medications they took.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's kind of, because this was the pharmacy.
Little boom box in there.
Did your battery die? Yeah. No kidding.
It did.
Oh my.
Well, those things happen.
Yeah, you worry me. So if I start levitating, you know. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I was getting it talking to. Okay, a firm lecture. Oh, here's a treatment.
On general purpose.
That's where they just heard a loud bang, was right back in there.
Oh, just now.
Just a few minutes ago, a few of the ladies up this way heard a really loud bang in there.
We thought we heard when we first came in.
Who's in here?
Yeah. And we all kind of looked at each other like, we did
Did
that.
you do that? Yep.
Yeah.
Who's in here?
And this must have been their autoclave.
Laundry?
Yeah, they said earlier. Oh, well, now it's working again. We'll do it.
This way.
That's weird.
What's that mean?
I had a guy standing in here last weekend, and he was standing right there. And he was looking down that way, and he caught a full body apparition. He saw a full body apparition standing down that way. This was part of the infirmary. This is where all the beds is. This is where the safety is.
More like a dormitory situation here,
What's
right?
that?
It's like a dormitory situation going on here,
Yep.
right?
They probably wanted to get sick because it was.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, but there was more access to get killed in the infirmary.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, because there's no bars to stop someone to just walk up and kill them.
And do like a payback or.
Yeah,
All right. Go ahead and
they're just out in the open. They might have been safer in their cell.
Now in this room, like I said, this is the psych ward. They would have had 10 to 15 beds in here, and at times these men would have been in 4-point restraints where they would have had their wrists and their ankles attached to the bed. We had a couple of interesting guys. We had one man who was called Tree Man. He had sliced his throat so many times trying to kill himself that it looked like tree bark on his neck. And it would take him like 3 times even to bleed eventually before it started to start on his neck. And we also had a man who didn't really want to get out of here, so he took 2 pencils and one in each eye, pulled his eyeball out, and eventually ended up at 3,000 stated and then hospital partial. And he's supposedly still alive too. Now this bathroom sits right here. If you go to the far toilet, there was a man who committed suicide there. He sat on the toilet, cut his spinal artery, and bled out in the toilet. Okay. I'm sorry, I keep moving on you.
I said, there's a new toilet seat on that one. This will be too bloody to save.
Yeah, maybe not. Whatever. Crazy shit.
Not a lot of privacy.
Huh, not ever.
Yeah.
Anyone in here?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to mess his joke up. But that's one of my favorite rooms. This is where the suicide watch cells, those are the suicide watch cells. They would stick you in there completely naked, and all that's in there is a drain and a shower head in case if you messed up the room and you would clean it. And we had a man by the name of James Pomeroy who was here. James was extremely crazy, and he was in there one time, and he was able to pry the lid off the drain, and he got his manhood down in it, called the sharp edge, and castrated himself. Now, James is extremely dangerous. He also murdered a man in our 86 riot. Now, this man, I'm sorry, he's vulgar for anybody who doesn't know his story. like he commands the inner tier of our mid-wall section of the prison, dropped in, inside. So he took him back up, dropped him again, still inside. So then he took and he got the top of the guy, he began to rape him, and as he was raping him, he stabbed him and then lifted the blade clean, and stabbed him and lifted the blade clean. So this guy's nuts, and he is still alive also, and in Mount Olive, the maximum security prison here in West Virginia, and he's behind 2 locked doors because of how dangerous he is. What was his name? James Pomeroy. And somebody looked him up, and he's like 73 years old, I believe now.
What the hell?
Yeah, he's crazy.
What the?
Yes, he was a suicide watch. Now, he also, nobody has these doors, and
For real?
had a little bit of tour up here, and somebody began beating on the door from the inside.
What the hell?
And on those steps there, we oftentimes hear a lot of footsteps, and normally it's them running up the steps. I heard it the other day, and it scared the crap out of me. Yeah, it's normally really active up here.
What's the black box on the bed?
That is a prop from the haunted house.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause they put stuff all over the place in there, and that's where they put one of them.
Alright. Like,
Yeah, and somebody else asked me that too.
like, what is that?
Did you get them?
Is that something that a torture device?
No, it was for the haunted house.
Alright. Okay.
And I'll head down this way, whenever you guys are ready. Now, if you guys want to check out this room right here, this was where a guard would have been to keep an eye on contact visitation. And he would have been up here with a 12-gauge shotgun. So you can kind of peek down into contact visitation.
It's just a down,
Oh, it's nice to
little dolly down there. Scared me for a second.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of people.
Okay, then.
3 Indians.
What is this, where the guard would be?
This is where the guard would be watching the visitation in there.
Contact visitation.
So you get the holes in the wall for his guns?
Yes.
So he could shoot anyone that would be out of line.
See all the here and there for the.
That's where the haunted house
I
starts.
was gonna say, like,
That's where the haunted house starts.
I was like, alright. Like, that's hurt.
That's where the shadow man is.
Is she the one who's messing with you the whole time? First my brother, this one tortures me, and he knows the place we go to.
Shadow man.
Check out the work on the yard, you got me right away.
I scream.
I screamed for running.
Yeah, I still running.
All right, this here is Shadow Man's hallway. Has anybody ever heard of Shadow Man? Yeah, did you? No kidding. Okay, well, Shadow Man is what made us famous for our paranormal. When we first shut down as a prison, we had a paranormal group that came in here just to investigate the place. And we found this woman who was walking in this hallway. And she was walking down towards that way, and she saw a black figure coming at her. So, being a smart woman, she turned around and started running, but then she turned around and took one picture and then left the hallway. And that's when she caught Shadow Man. Shadow Man was down there at the cafeteria door, it was a full-blood apparition. And that's, we made the national news and everything, that the Washington Penitentiary was fine. That's what started all the paranormal groups coming in here, all the TV shows. So, if anybody wants to take a picture down that way and try to catch shot again. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. That's some brave souls, go for it.
It's just the cafeteria. Everybody's been to the cafeteria before. She was just being scary that day, that's all.
If you guys keep going straight into that, the red door frame, if you would stop right there for me, please. If we have any questions, we would hang there, but actually, our line is just about up.
Steak shop.
Yeah, that's the cafeteria. Back in there was the steak shop. That's where they would have gotten their uniforms and also their mattresses when they first came in as a prisoner. All right, guys, head this way. Right here, there are two steps. We're bringing another tour in, so you guys can just hang out right here for me, please. Step out, just walk right over here, please.
Now, if you want any for half your
Alright, can I have like 8 or 10 of you guys come up here? Just half of you, please. Go ahead, someone. We're kind of doing half and half, trying to get everybody in and out at the same time. Alright, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coming, guys. Which way you going? Thanks, guys. See you again. Bye. I hope you guys catch one. If you have anything, please send it to our website. Thanks, guys. You're welcome. Glad you guys made it out alive.
Alright, go ahead and step inside and get over here.
Please send us the news to cafeteria.
Go ahead and step.
Jumps in front of you.
Yeah, keep all fingers and toes and some of you at all times. So, actually, much larger won't work.
Alright, the rest of my group, go ahead and get on there. You're welcome. Oh, good to see you. Thanks, guys.
I'm getting more of it right now.
Sweet. Awesome. Did you record the whole thing?
Yeah,
You'll have to let us know if you caught it.
alright.
Yeah, well, go ahead, we're gonna get out the rest of my tour out. Thanks, guys, go ahead. All right, Tina, I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm good to go.
Okay. Bye, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry, I grabbed you. That was me. Thanks, guys. I was gonna say, let me move it just a little bit. There you go. Bye, guys. Thanks again.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, they got the lights all up on it. It looks pretty cool.
They gotta get their money.
There's a step there. Yeah, her mom doesn't like the tearing.